searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. I'm scared 'cause the flames will burn us down. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. You meant the world to me. Kiss your head when you cry for me. Hold your hand when the pain was over. Give you all my like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so. Now I'm chasing nightmares full of laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe.
Alrighty, welcome ladies and gentlemen to round one of the Ultimate Drifting Challenge 235 non-elimination competition today. Get ready for an adrenaline-fueled showdown as drivers throw down for the ultimate prize. We've got one of the first battles of the day coming at you live right now. Let's see how these guys throw down. We got turbocharged inline 6, natural aspirated V8 in the chase. Good chase proximity. So now, if you guys are unfamiliar with the format today, drivers are going to be essentially hot lapping all day long. They do their lead run, they do the first run, and then they will switch positions on that last bank and just go straight back into it, maintaining momentum into the first corner. Both of these guys just coming out swinging hard first thing this morning. Just as a reminder, UDC is proudly presented by NRG and Prisma, our title sponsor for the weekend. They are the leaders in automotive safety, style, and innovation. From racing seats and harnesses to steering wheels and beyond, NRG and Prisma are keeping our drivers locked in and ready to take some names this weekend. On to the next battle. We've got Will Poussant up front. We've got Dylan in the chase. Let's see how these guys stack up against each other. Now, those of you that don't know, Will in that S13 up front runs slide-through news. Check out his Instagram, keeping the local and grassroots drifting community tied in together. Both guys with a bit of a hiccup coming through that first touch and go. Some S13 on S13 action. Let's see if I can pull things up here and see how many y'all are in here. What do we got? We've got 11 people. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Will's just sucking it on his door. A little bit of a hesitation there. Kind of checked up. So we've got Eric in his white BMW E30. We've got Kenny in his Lexus SC400. Both of these guys frequent Willow Springs. They frequent Apple Valley. They drive together regularly. This should be a pretty decent battle. Kenny's keeping a little distance in the chase, but mimicking line pretty well. Good transition timing there. Sucking up on his door. Look at that big old American flag just flowing in the wind. That was a pretty solid run. Good job, both drivers. They're going to now switch positions and hammer down that straight once again. Kenny's putting a bit of a gap on him down the straightaway. Let's see if Eric can catch up on the bank, gain some proximity. So just to keep y'all in the loop, Information on this event and future events is available at www.udc.news and at Ultimate Drifting Challenge on Instagram as well as Facebook. So tune into social medias, keep up with the website, look out for the merch and event scheduling, upcoming events. We've got Utah Toge in September, so that's something to look out for. And yeah, just keep in the loop and stay tuned. On to the next battle. Big flickin'. These guys are going to hammer down the straightaway into OZ1, up on that bank. Oh, bit of a bobble and straightening by the lead driver. That's going to cost him on this run. Alrighty guys, and you know, safety this weekend is one of our first priorities, and that's why our competitors are protected by Cage Kit's roll cages. They are precision engineered using 3D scanning and robotic manufacturing, because when you're going door to door, you want the best protection possible. And these guys, they're hitting out here, they're hitting walls, they're slamming into each other. Our drivers got to be protected. And that's why I partnered up with Cage Kits, brought them up for this season. And not only that, is the winner of the season actually gets a free Cage Kits cage. So that is something that these drivers have to look forward to, which is just a phenomenal gift. Oh, into the barrier, going a little deep into OZ2. And quickly, guys, while we're waiting on the next drivers to come out, I'm going to give a huge shout out to our incredible sponsors and partners that make this event and this whole season and year possible. We've got NRG Prisma on board, we've got TDMI, Cage Kits, Society, Street Rivals, Defined Wraps, J&A Oil, Black Widow Exhaust, Cat Daddy Tuning, Zeknova Tires, Zestino Tires, Vitor Tires, as well as Drift Japan, Low Eye Media, MTX FPV, and SoFine Vinyl. And so what's interesting with the whole Drift Japan partnership is that these drivers are a part of the prize pool for the season. They're competing for a all expenses and an inclusive trip paid to Japan. So the winner of the 215 series and the winner of the 235 series, those guys are going on a trip to Japan to go out to different racetracks and drive some cars and have some fun and meet some legends and see these iconic places that we all see online and in videos and have seen drifting the last 20, 30 years. So a great opportunity for drivers going forward and something to look forward to. So on to the next battle. We've got Dino Childs up front. We've got Taylor Monning in the chase. Some LS on LS action there. Good flick by both drivers. Coming into touch and go one, transitioning into outer zone two. Let's see how fluid they can be. Gatsby's looking smooth in the lead. Kind of misses OZ3. Coming into touch and go two, OZ4. Now they're gonna switch places. Do a little cool down loop. Stack back up and cruise on down the straightaway. Back to the battle. I gotta get the driver's list pulled up so I can start actually naming off everybody properly.
Yeah, just name the cars.
Yeah? Naming cars is fine?
That dude, that is your team.
Right. Yeah.
Shout out to Wet Wipes.
Shout out Wet Wipes for keeping all of us that were camping last night nice and fresh this morning. We got this white VQ swapped Nissan S13 up front and what sounds like a JZ in the S14 in the chase. He's on his door, some contact there, some tire to door action. Love to see that. Let's go. These drivers are getting more and more comfortable as the morning is progressing. That was spicy. Hopefully, as this session progresses, we get into the next couple hours of driving. These drivers are going to warm up. The track's going to warm up. It's going to get a bit grippier, and drivers are going to be way more comfortable. And hopefully, we can see a lot more door-to-door action, just like. And Will in the white S13 up front is going to take the win on that battle. Excuse me while I'm just dying, choking on this water. I want to give a massive thank you to our track staff, our course workers, our volunteers, and judges this weekend that are working tirelessly to ensure a fair, unbiased result every round. Trying to get as smooth of an outcome as possible on these battles. It's definitely hard on the judges to quickly and, accurately assess some of these battles. And thankfully, so far, we haven't really had any. I don't think that there's been many complaints from the drivers on judging yet, hopefully. So that's a good sign so far, post yesterday. No complaints from drivers at all? Good. Look at that. Judges are doing a phenomenal job. Or at least the drivers haven't spoken up yet. Cool. Okay, so yeah, drivers are reviewing drone footage, and then, okay, the call makes sense. There we go. Again, we are out here at Willow Springs Raceway today, driving at the stadium. Got multiple drones on view for you guys. Drivers now pulling back out on grid. We got a BMW E36 sedan up front with an LS in it. And then we've got a Lexus SC400 with the legendary 1UZ Lexus Toyota V8. Alrighty, drivers are staging up, getting their momentum down, hammering down that straightaway, breaking loose, big flick into OZ1. See Kenny just diving in on him on that transition through the touch and go. Oh, a bit of a hesitation and kind of lagging behind there. So that battle is going to result in a tie by the judges. Yep.
Green BMW versus purple Lexus tie up. Green BMW versus purple Lexus tie up.
He's having a whole stroke right now. Yes.
Oh, I gotta.
Get a deep breath. I'll give you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to reiterate again that this is a endurance-based, non-elimination competition. So these guys are coming out, they're doing their lead, they're doing their chase, they go back out into the pits, they immediately stage back up. So within our hour-long sessions that we're giving these drivers have up to 5 battles to compete in and gain points in. At the end of each session, those points are tallied up, which gives us a, positioning in the bracket for these drivers. And so we've got a few kind of heat sessions, essentially you could call them, this morning, which is going on right now. And then later this afternoon, we will have the finale. So they will do their first battle. They're going to do a little loop there to kind of cool down and reset and slow down. And then they're going to gain up their momentum on this second bank. And as soon as they hit the white line right about there, they're going to hammer down the straightaway, flick into OZ1, and get the battle going. Oh, what happened there? Looks like there was a little bit of a bump there by the G35. Potentially a D-bead in the lead car. Looks like the car was kind of hopping a bit as if the tire was flat. They're going to pull off track and allow the next couple of drivers to come out. We've got Mr. T-Bird in the lead in his Infiniti G35. We've got Mr. Monning in the chase in his Chevy C6. Both of these drivers have been killing it throughout practice this morning. We got that sweet drone shot coming in for you guys. That Infiniti up on the wall, up on the bank good. Coming through touch and go 1, transitioning into outer zone 2. Monning has made up the gap. So they're going to switch positions. So this season, our drivers are getting their tires through Zestino, through Vitor, and through Zeknova. So those 3 companies have come on board with UDC and are providing our drivers great deals on amazing tires, keeping the grip down, the cars are planted, they're looking consistent. Thankful to those 3 companies that are helping us out, keeping our drivers happy. So we got some turbo inline 6 on turbo inline 4 action coming in. Got the JZ S14 and the SR20 S13 in the chase. Oh, some contact by Will in the chase. What's going on there? Man, those cars sound so crazy. Whoa, what's going on there? So it looks like the lead driver, Will, ended up checking up. Chase driver couldn't do much.
Pretty bad. Like he was flying off and checked up. He forced his
Bit of carnage on that S14 now. That rear end is all bashed in.
K10 gets the win. He's not at fault for that collision. So what number is Dino? He's supposed to be A4. Oh, sorry. He was A11 yesterday, so I switched him and Will. Okay. Well, change his number to 4 because we've been notating him as 4 according to the chart. Okay, so Will Sasan is A4 and Dino is A11. Copy that.
Did you guys see him? I don't know. Talk about the judges. I think he was okay. I only saw him go kind of get hurt.
So this weekend we've got 3 judges. The judging format's going to be, we've got a lead judge, we've got a chase judge, we've got a style judge. So we've broken it down. Ideally, you know, the guesswork is being taken out of that so that these guys can use their data, they can put together their statistics that they're accumulating throughout the weekend to create a new, you know, format where the drivers are getting the best shot at proving who's the boss, what's going on, who's getting the win, you know. And so far, drivers haven't complained about the judging yesterday. That was good. Haven't heard any negative comments today so far. So these guys are out here killing it. And on to the next battle. We've got Dylan up front in his VQ35 S13. We've got Dino in the chase in his LS S14. 2 completely different styled cars. Nice fluid lead by Dylan. Dino's putting pressure in the chase. Little bit of a bobble there, but that's okay. They're going to switch positions and initiate back into that first outer zone, coming in hot down that straightaway. Dino's up on the wall, looking good, looking smooth. Coming into touch and go 1, transitioning to outer zone 2 there. Let's see if Dylan can suck up into OZ3. Transition to touch and go 2, up on that wall to OZ4. Dino's looking real smooth this morning. Alrighty guys, and just a reminder that information on this event and the future events for this year are available at www.udc.news. So go on the website, check out the merch, but also you can see event scheduling for UDC and for Utah Toge and everything else we've got coming up this year. So on to this next battle. We've got Kenny in his SC up front. We've got another G35 in the chase. Both drivers are being real aggressive. good flick down that straightaway into the bank. Coming in hot with the drone. Look at that nice little overhead shot. Now this weekend's pretty interesting because, you know, yesterday was the 215 comp. Today's the 235 comp. A lot of these drivers have never competed before or never driven this little stadium before, never driven a bank. Now, granted, this is a very mild bank, but it's not no Irwindale, but there's still a bank. There's still some elevation to it. So there's a lot of firsts this weekend for a lot of these drivers. But the perseverance has been great. The momentum is fluid. Everyone is just chugging along and having fun and walking around the pits last night. There were some hardships, but just smiles all around and laughs consistently. Man, sitting here watching this makes me want to drive so bad. Oh yeah. I miss it. Will's car is probably one of the most stylish cars in the pits here this weekend. Like, I will just go out and say that right now. Will, you're fucking killing it. Taylor in the lead. His C6 Corvette. Oh, and we got a spin out in the chase. Again, I just want to take a second to recognize the hardworking teams behind the scenes. We've got track safety and staffing by Race Club Fabrication, keeping every round safe and smooth this year. We've got media managed by Low-Eye, capturing every smoky slide and close battle, as you can see right now, as well as competition zones laid out there by Cat Daddy Tuning. He came out here, he chalked the track, he set up the barriers, laid out the cones, and gave the drivers just a fluid, fun course to drive this weekend. So again, shout out everyone coming together to make this weekend and this season possible. These guys are going to switch positions, come down the straightaway. Nice big flick by both drivers. T-Bird getting saucy in the chase. Oh, and a straighten. That's unfortunate. That is going to cost him in the chase. Will is staying in it. Looking fluid. Loving the, it's like, what is that? Yu-Gi-Oh! I never watched Yu-Gi-Oh! But I always think of when I see like blue and silver and white, the dragon, the blue eyes, white, what, I don't even know. But it's dragon card. And next couple drivers pulling out on grid. We got a stock looking 350Z sounding like a trumpet, and then we've got the JZ S14 coming out here, banging limiter and dumping wastegate. And Will in the white S13 is going to end up getting the win from that previous battle. Congratulations. On to this battle. These guys are shooting down the straightaway. Nice e-brake entry by the lead driver, getting up close to that barrier through the first part of the zone. A little shallow through the second part of the zone, but that's okay. Coming in good to, oh man.
We already talked about this. I told you, change wheel to A11. Make Dino A4. That is how it's notated. Okay, perfect. Kate, take your number, bud.
How are we on walkie-talkie feedback on the street?
I really don't know.
Okay.
Go to you in 3, 2, 1.
And again, for those of you that are like recently tuning in or watching for the first time or checking in for the day, we're out here at Willow Springs Raceway at the stadium hosting the Ultimate Drifting Challenge 215 and 235 series competition. It is a non-elimination endurance style comp to where these drivers are hot lapping all day long. Each session is about an hour long. They get up to 5 battles per session. And based off of if they can keep their cars on track, keep the tires down, not break their stuff, they'll get the most points possible, and that's how we deem a winner at the end of the day. So these drivers are getting an insane amount of seat time. I mean, I was walking through the pits last night talking with a couple of the guys, and they were saying that they were just practicing yesterday for the 235 comp today, and a couple drivers were getting between 40 to 60 laps of just practice, not even battles. Absolutely insane. With this format and this flow, it's like drivers are almost getting more seat time than a standard grassroots just kind of fun party day. Because like obviously these guys are skillful enough to come out here to sign up for a competition. Nobody's just like spinning out on turn 1. People aren't beaching their cars. It's fluid, it's moving forward. Drivers are just driving all day long, keeping the show going, keeping the momentum flowing. Big shout out to MTX FPV on Instagram, as well as Bonkers FPV as well. Both of these guys out here are killing it this weekend, filming for the live stream, giving you guys the POVs that you are seeing. I know that there are a couple other drone and media guys out here this weekend. I will have to get that information from somebody up here so that I can shout y'all out as well. I have not forgotten about you. On to the next battle. Taylor Monning up front, Kenny Tivis in the chase. Both V8 cars. We've got Chevy versus Lexus Toyota. Both guys are just putting it down. Listen to those V8s scream. We got 16 cylinders on track. This nice little overhead view. You guys can watch them restage, reset, switch up positions. And now we're gonna get back to the second battle. No, you're good, Mike. You're good. You're good. All right, guys. So we got the next couple of drivers coming out on track. We got Will in the lead in his SR20 S13. We got Dino in the chase in his red Nissan S14 with the LS. And Dino was actually out here yesterday driving the 215 comp in his like 480 to 500 horsepower LS car. Oh, big surge in the chase on his door. A little bit of a hiccup there, but he's making up for it now with that smoke. Look at that. Getting aggressive on the door. Both of these guys are from Las Vegas, if I am not mistaken. Both stylish. We got the S13 and the S14. Look at that. It's probably one of the better battles of this morning. It's getting spicy. These guys are getting more and more comfortable, acquainted with the track. Hopefully the track is starting to warm up a bit as the morning is going on. They'll have a bit more grip and faith in their line and cars. And both of these guys giving each other the thumbs up to restage and hammer down that straightaway. Dino's putting the gap on Will right now. Let's see if Will can suck up on initiation through the bank. Maybe he'll catch up through the first touch and go. Scrub an angle there. Dino's just smoking him out through that third outer zone. Will's diving through that smoke, coming up close by that wall. Dino's just smoking out the stadium. I think he might be making the most smoke of the weekend. Dino is just laying it down. And so yesterday, Dino was out here driving the 215 series, making 500 horsepower, aired down to single digits. He was at 8 PSI yesterday, and he DP'd 2 separate occasions throughout the day yesterday. Anyways, on to the next battle. We've got T-Bird up front in his Infiniti G35. Coming in hot with a spicy pop and crackle tune. You know, I noticed he's got some dents on his door. Oh, man. You say my name? Looking? Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a little crooked. It's a well, look at the level. Look at the camera. It's all crooked. All right, cool. On to the next battle. Both drivers attacking that first zone. Coming in hot. Love to see it. Oh, and a straighten by the chase driver there. That is going to cost him. Alrighty, so it's looking like we're getting towards the end of this first session of the morning. Again, want to give a huge thank you and shout out to our course workers, to our volunteers, our track staff, our judges who are making these tough calls, everyone that's come together this weekend. Thank you to our sponsors, thank you to our partners. Again, we got NRG and Prisma Lab, that's our title. We've got cage kits on board. We've got Black Widow exhaust out here with a big booth. Everyone is just coming together, supporting UDC and making the dream happen. Yep, so that was the first bracket of cars this morning. We're gonna switch off to the next set of drivers.
So are we gonna run last one, Dino versus Raptor?
Can you turn that down a little bit?
Qualifying is going for another hour with the other Audi cars. Okay, so.
Speed versus 8-4. Yes?
So I guess we're behind schedule now, right? We're behind schedule.
I'm gonna send A3 versus
munching on my dark chocolate here. There we go. One thing I need to work on today is going to be names and cars, because I have been terrible with that. Let's see if I can pull up my little list here and actually start properly naming off names to vehicles. I can name the vehicles and I can hear what engine's in it, but drivers. Oh, he's coming in hot off the bank. Big flick down the straightaway into OZ1. That's what I like to see. Big style points there. Oh, and Dino is on his freaking door. Oh, long extension there. Quick flick. Okay, sucking back in up on him. Man, these guys are getting aggressive. Love to see it. So we had is that Rampton in the E36, and we've got Dino in the S14. Again, big shout out to our FPV and drone media guys out here making this stream possible for you guys at home to tune in and see the carnage. Dino with the big flick into OZ1, high up on the bank, close to that wall, looking solid, coming into touch and go one. Nice transition. Rampton slowly sucking in on him. See these guys get nice and close up to this wall for OZ4. Yeah. Excuse me. How you doing, Dakota? I'm gonna touch your butt. What? You need your butt touched too? Are you feeling lonely over there? Come here, boy. Why don't you scoot over closer to me? Oh. Let me see your toes. Whoa. Oh man. So as we wait for the next couple of drivers to come out here, just bantering with each other. You know, you gotta be generous with the homies. You gotta show the homies love, always. Kiss the homies goodnight. He said crazy. Oh no, we don't do that. Not that far. Not that far. I mean, if it's consensual, though. Oh. Looking good? Feeling good? How are you doing, Bobby? You're chilling? Good. My water? Here. You want some of my water? Here you go. Will you pass down? Thank you. Oh yeah, I can do the
Oh, is it? Is some stuff? Is it soft?
What's up, guys? Cat Daddy Tuning here. We just completed the first section of qualifying battles. That's A class and the 235 Pro Lights. Now, that was the first hour. We split the groups in two. Z group is coming up next. It's about the same number of cars. They're collecting points. What? I'm trying to get to the mic. Just. I'm dead. I'm not an announcer. I did the sports part of this. These guys are collecting points, running all day long, and after the aggregate of all these battles, we really do find out who's the best drivers. Car aside, setup aside, of course you got to fill the zones, but either way, they're out here killing it. Anything else? Am I still on camera? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round one of Ultimate Drifting Challenge. Get ready for an adrenaline-fueled showdown as drivers throw down for the ultimate prize. UDC is proudly presented by NRG and Prisma, the leaders in automotive safety, style, and innovation. From racing seats and harnesses to steering wheels and beyond, NRG and Prisma are keeping our drivers locked in and ready to take names. Now you can't miss that shiny so fine vinyl on top of the drift cars' windshields. These drift machines shine on the track, proudly displaying So Fine on their banners and liveries. Safety first. That's why our competitors are protected by Cage Kits roll cages, precision engineered using 3D scanning and robotic manufacturing. Because when you're going door to door, you want the best protection possible. We're giving back to our drivers with amazing discounts on racing tires. Zestino, Vitor, and Zeknova are all available through Race Club Fabrication for our drivers. And a big thanks to our track safety and staff who are sending off our racers for the first set of laps in Z Group. Back to the racing. Back with that KA Turbo S14. Jolante's running an all-motor BMW as he comes around for the lead run. Passing that gentleman's line, it's full throttle. Nice initiation. Pretty high on the wall considering he's down on power compared to some of these built motor cars. Coming around that inner clip, he hits it really nicely. Jace is not too far behind. Jolante's coming around. Doesn't quite get into that zone as he transitions to our Pac-Man and comes up on the wall, dumping the clutch to cross the finish line with Jace right on his bumper. Jace now coming across, full speed. He's got a lot of style as he flicks into the bank. A little bit of a delay, but he's off. Jolante in tow. Jolante is unfortunately struggling down at the bottom as Jace comes around the inner clip with style and speed. Really killing it past those orange barriers as he heads towards this outer concrete zone. He's having no problems filling it. The nice snappy transition and riding that wall like a champion. I'm not sure what the judges are going to decide on that one, but I'm pretty sure that Jace gets the win. Yep, it's that black 240 with that turbo motor taking the win. Now we've got a power differential as a 350Z with a LS swap goes up against a Coyote Mustang. David versus Goliath, maybe not so much. The big motor in the smaller car tends to always do better than a big motor in a big car. Unfortunately, that Mustang in the rear end having a hard time keeping it sideways. Nice job by that Silver Z with filling the zone. He could have a bit more angle, but he makes up for it with one heck of a wall ride. All right, as they're switching positions and going around for their cool down section, that nice tied type of livery, but it says slide, is pretty neat as the Mustang's gonna go ahead and do his lead run. Pulling a bit of a gap, the Mustang's entering stronger than he did in the chase. Coming around, looking great. All right, as they head towards that inner clip, that 350Z has once again made up the gap, but unfortunately goes a bit offline, straightens, and then does a spin out. That orange Mustang is just coming around, finishing strong with style. Nice job riding the wall. Unfortunately, since they both made big errors, that's going to result in a tie down, which gives them 2 out of a possible 5 points each. We've got Nathan in front in the Mustang with Brandon and Chase in that nice BMW. Pretty solid entry of that Mustang with that nice checkered flag livery. I have no idea what just happened, but that was not racing and that wasn't drifting either. I think Nate's signaling to his partner saying that he messed up on his own. So they're going to switch positions and run it again. Okay, as they're going around, Brandon in that white and gray BMW taking off in the lead. Okay, nice entry. Oh, cooked it a little too much. I believe he tapped the wall and went into a slight straight, and he's lucky he didn't ball it up. Unfortunately, this is going to result in a tie down for both of them. 2 points for participation, but they're not getting any extra credit for winning. Well, it looks like this car is disabled on track. Hopefully he can limp it out of the way so the other racers get a shot at this amazing drift competition where you get to drift all day whether you win or lose. UDC is different. We've taken the guesswork out of judging by using data and statistics to create a new groundbreaking competition format where drivers get the best shot at proving who's the boss behind the wheel. And here's what's at stake. Our UDC champions don't just win bragging rights. The winner of our 11-round series is going to Japan. That's right. At the finals, the winners will earn a trip to drift in Japan alongside legends with rental cars ready to shred thanks to Drift Japan Tours. The UDC $100,000 Drift Series is going on now. Who's ready to see the smoke? Looks like we've got our recovery staff getting ready to pull that car off. Unfortunately, it looks like he's not going to be able to drive off under his own power. There's a whole variety of cars here today, from LS swapped BMWs and Nissans, turbo, 2JZ and 1JZ powered cars. The main rule in our Pro Light class is a tire limitation where you use a 235 width tire, which is a little bit smaller than some of the other competitions, but what differentiates us is that we don't restrict the tread wear. So you're allowed to put as much grip into the car as you want to try to go fast. The downside is the way our non-elimination format is run, your pit stops have to be insanely fast. You only have about 3 minutes to get off track and change tires before you start losing points. Our events really focus on team building along with consistency before you're on track. You can't make it all the way to the top without a team, and that's why we want to do a big shout out to all the team members out there who keep the race cars fueled with tires, cooled down, oil, you name it. None of these drivers got here all by themselves. Just like our team is out there getting ready to pull the car off track as the recovery vehicle comes in the exit, tow strap in hand. We're going to get Brandon out of the way with that BMW, and we're going to go on with more cars after this. I want to do a big shout out to Drew with Enjoy the Goods Tire Service. He works tirelessly all day. He shows up with a truck full of tires and a machine, air compressor, you name it, to change the tires for these drifters. Tires sure don't last long when you're turning them into clouds. Big shout out to Andrew at Enjoy the Goods Tire Service. Thank you so much, Andrew.
What's up, guys? Will here, having a good time. Just got done driving in my class. We're doing the Z group right now. Weather's beautiful out here at Willow Springs.
How'd you feel out there, Will? You just did 10 laps of comp.
I felt a little shaky. It was my first time doing a banked track here, or an oval. I need to be on throttle more, throw more angle. Got too much angle on this side in the live stream, you'll see, and Hector hit me, but we're all having a great time still.
So you have a little SR20, not too powerful, but definitely not slow by any means. You went up against that monster of Dino Childs in that red S14. Did it feel like you were in any way at a disadvantage car-wise that way?
I think if I would have held more angle, I could have kept up to his line a little better. Dino's just a bully, so we're just out here trying to chase him.
Yeah, you might need to go to timeout after this. That's pretty good.
I was hyped to have 2 Vegas guys out there together on track, so really fun.
Yeah, you guys are bringing the heat. Another question I have for you. Coming around the bank with a rolling start instead of a drag race start is certainly not something normal in competition drifting here in the United States. How do you feel about having that extra momentum?
I felt like it was good because I was almost on Dino's bumper before we even started, and also the G that I went with, which I think it was T-Bird. So like, you're on the lead driver, so it's going to be the best chase possible and the best view for the viewers.
It sure seems refreshing to not have to do a drag race start that's only 100 feet long into a turn where you're supposed to be in 3rd or 4th gear.
Correct. Yeah, you don't want to get gapped. Andy's been killing it all day.
We got Andy Myers in another SR20 car in the lead right now. You can hear his red buzzer just bouncing off as he flies past that interzone 1.
Coming up on that wall, he looks like he checked up, but he
overtook
didn't
it a
spin,
little.
shut it down.
Well, that's unfortunate after the first lap. So
Yeah, he's just been killing it all day. He was in the 215 class yesterday, and man, he put on a show for everybody, and now he's putting on a clinic as well, except for that last lap.
well, that's his first lap of competition, and I think he may have done something and turned up his boost because while he didn't seem like a powerhouse yesterday, that was sure a smoke show.
Oh, it was amazing. Car looks good, power looks good, wheels are great. Damn, we're having a great time.
All right, now we've got the Mustang in the lead. This is All-American versus All-Japan. Passing that gentleman's line, he's stepping on the gas, going in for the initiation of that blue Mustang.
Line looks amazing. Almost hitting all the zones, getting real close up on the wall. Coming back around.
It's a really solid lead line from the Mustang so far as he transitions, going into those orange barriers for the first outside zone.
Barely tapping those barriers, moving them in. Coming up to that inner clip, looking good for that outer wall.
Coming up, and Andy Myers not doing too bad in the back either.
Great battle. That's what the fans want to see.
Looks like they're going to pause the track for a minute to push those orange barriers straight. Now, the drivers are not supposed to be doing a wall ride. That means they went about 3 to 4 feet too deep. The white zone that's graded along the wall is where we're just expecting to see their back tires go into.
This layout, if you guys haven't ever been to Willow, is amazing. So if we have this comp here again, you guys got to come check it out. Great course, great tire wear. I'm still on my first set of tires.
Last night after the competition was over, I took out my daily driver, BMW, with the
Sick.
welded diff. I shredded 10 laps, and my tires are still good to drive home.
That's the most reliable car we've seen out here this weekend is BMWs.
No
Which is
doubt about
surprising.
it.
Which is very surprising.
We got a lot of BMW motors out here. Some of them are turboed, some of them are all motor. Yesterday in the street class, there was a totally stripped out 3 Series that had an M3 motor swap, plastic windows, nothing in it except for a driver's seat and a half-size battery, and he just absolutely ripped. I believe he ended up in 3rd place yesterday.
Oh, wow. Can't wait to see the finals later on today, so make sure to tune into the live stream. It's going to be a hell of a time. We got the street class going first in the finals and then followed by Pro Light after.
So for those of you who are spectating now, come on over underneath the judges booth. We've got this awesome cage kit set up over here, a booth and everything. They've got koozies and all sorts of little trinkets to give out, just supporting the racers with those amazing roll cages.
Let's give a shout out to NRG and Prisma Lab for throwing a hell of an event, being the title sponsor of this venue, keeping us safe, looking stylish, and overall making us have a great time safely. Also, if you're walking around the pits, make sure to go say what's up to Rob. Rob's out here from Cage Kids. Let's get this battle going.
we've got that black turbo BMW absolutely shredding the lead. Coming through the inner clip with a snappy transition over to the right, dragging through the zone. Not quite as much angle from what we've seen from other drivers, but what we're seeing is a lot of throttle. And it sounds so good here in person.
Great lead run. Only missed one outer zone, and other than that, super chaseable.
Now, yesterday, Jace was doing practice runs in that S14, and I believe he had an injector going out because it seemed like his car kept cutting out randomly in the bank, and he had some seriously close calls. I know they put in time with the wrenches last night and this morning. It looks like they got it all figured out because that car looks like it literally has 200 or 300 more horsepower than it had yesterday. As he crosses that line, heading towards his big initiation. Nice flick against the wall, powering through.
Coming around, hitting all the zones, coming up to that inner clip. Let's see how he does.
Very nice on the inner clip.
Damn, that car looks so good.
That was a hell of a job filling those zones. And I believe in the song that do a three-wheel motion around that inner clip when he lowered that clutch. That thing gripped up and shot off down the wall.
Yep, that's good.
That was a seriously impressive lead run by Jace in that S14 Nissan, and he gets the win. Hey, is this your car, Will? Slide through news, Will. Here, got the...
Shoot, I need a livery, but check out the new 10 I got. Looks great over there with saying my logo. QR code, you can scan it. It goes right to the YouTube.
For those of you guys who aren't familiar with Will, he does mini news coverage of all sorts of grassroots drifting around the country. He's doing a great job of giving all of these drifters a spotlight.
Oh wow, he came out of drift in that chase run. BMW checked up. Mustang hitting all the zones, it looks like, and following through. Let's see if he can finish out strong.
That gave him an advantageous line to do a long wall ride. I wish he would have held it to the floor and powered off over the finish line. Jelante Thomas in that white BMW is going to be at a disadvantage for losing that drift and chase, however.
And if you're watching the live stream, you see they're coming around again. This gives them a second to catch their breath and then get back on it. So we have a good chaseable run, and they keep up that speed going 35 around that corner. All right, let's get this one started. Looks like he was a little low on the bank, but it looks like he gained his momentum and got up on it, and coming around to that inner clip, hitting the zone, going to the barriers.
That Mustang in the back is definitely showing who's boss right now, though. Jelante is no slouch. To help him spin those tires. Pretty impressive run considering the massive power difference.
That was a great run. Definitely chaseable still. Mustang held its own. Let's see what the judges say.
Who won the battle with Z2 and
Okay, so it sounds like the Mustang gets the win. It's just showing a display of dominance. Although his line could have been cleaner and filled the zones better, each run is one-on-one, and as we get closer to the finals, the cream of the crop will rise to the top.
And make sure, if you're joining the live stream, make sure to hit the like buttons down there in the chat. Say what you like about the competition series, and let's get these views up so that way it shoots up on the YouTube page so more people can see it.
Yeah, definitely. Please share this with all your drift friends. UDC is changing drifting competition forever.
That Z's been on fire, the silver one, hitting all the zones. Oh, coming out of drift, contact there.
Give your ticket stubs. We're here at the bumper cars. Now, was that something where lead was at fault, or was a sort of a
Couldn't really
check
tell
up?
either. It kind of seemed like the chase surged, but no, lead did. He did check up and reinitiate on the bank. Yeah.
So we got confirmation lead driver checked up a little bit and reinitiated, which caused the chase driver to come out of drift as well.
Now, it looks like they're not counting it as much. Both of them feel like their cars are ready to rip. They're going around for their second battle. is the crew chief for the Air Force-sponsored Formula Drift team running by the Sorensens. I know he didn't get much practice. He shredded himself for a couple of days to get here.
Wow, hitting that first outer zone, amazing, on the wall.
Did he just actually drag the wall and stop? That is amazing.
Coming around to that inner clip, hitting it nicely for a good chaseable lead run. Almost straightening there at that outer zone. Less angle there coming around.
Timbo definitely showing that he is not afraid to give it all she got. That was a very impressive run, especially considering the quality of the car and how many practice laps he's gotten.
And also, he was up till 1 a.m. last night trying to get that car ready. So on no sleep as well.
Pretty impressive. Well, I'm going to ask the judges who got the win there. Okay, that beat up black team, Timbo got the win. Very impressive. Super proud of him. I know he hasn't gotten a chance to compete in a couple years because he's so dedicated to drifting. He's traveled the country helping other pro drifters get to the top.
We got Myers and McGuire coming up. McGuire in the lead in that Mustang. Andy chasing with the S13. Coming around the bank, a little low in chase. Lead driver looks amazing, hitting all the zones so far. Let's see what they do here.
Bit of a strange transition. I feel like that may have choked Andy up.
I think so as well. The lead kind of messed it up for Andy in the chase, but we'll see what the judges say after this next chase.
Judges are agreeing that the Mustang's a little bit of a straighten into that zone, checked up Andy, so they're not gonna deduct Andy too hard for that reinitiation. They're coming around for their second lap. Now we're gonna really see, we got another Japan versus America, Nissan on Ford battle going on. Mustangs are more and more prevalent in drifting these days as drift angle kits and coilovers and stuff becomes more available.
Hitting that first zone, looking really good from Andy. Coming around that bank, still holding his own. Mustang's on him though. Let's see how they do in this inner clip. A lot of angle. Mustang straightened out, reinitiating, getting back on throttle.
I just love to hear the sound of that four-cylinder drowning out the V8.
It sounds so good.
That was a smoke show that I don't think any of us expected from that little 2-liter.
We got the judges hating on me right now for not giving it more throttle.
Yeah, Will, you have the same motor as Andy, bro.
Yeah. Oh well.
Gotta get that wheel speed up, man.
Learning curve, right?
And what was the result of that one, judges? It was a close race. They're trying to decide still as they're reviewing some of the footage.
It looks like Andy took it with the S13.
That little purple hatchback screaming that turbo motor around the track. I can't say I'm mad about it.
All right, we got the ACP S14 chasing. Another Mustang on 240 Crime.
All right. As they go past that inner zone, it was impressive how much they were matching their angle.
Mustang dropped out of angle a little bit on that outer zone, but came back into it strong. Good chase run. Both drivers looking really good.
I would have liked to see Jace commit a little bit more to that Pac-Man, but he did recover well and definitely kept proximity the whole time, although he didn't quite mirror the angle. Mirroring on the bank, though, was very impressive.
All right, coming back around to the 35 zone. Look like the drivers are ready to go. Let's see his initiation here coming around for the S14. Looking solid so far, a little bit of a gap. Let's see if he can close it. S14 hitting the zones on the bank, coming around, looking real stylish. Mustang falls really low out of drift.
Pulled an absolute mile on the Mustang around that. That turbo motor in the 240 is kicking off well.
It sounds so much better than yesterday. Looks like they fixed all the bugs, coming around strong. This is going to be a close one for the judges.
Go ahead, two judges.
If it weren't for that big mistake by the Mustang on the bank, it would have been really close, but the judges are saying you just can't get away with that when you're chasing on that oval track.
Looks like we're going to get a little bit more of a view up here in the judges' tower. They just removed the tinfoil from the sun.
Okay, well, can I put some up here? Can't be too careful these days.
All right, coming around, we got BMW versus BMW. Little low from the chase driver. Black BMW looking real solid around the track. Closing that proximity to that inner clip. Chase driver falls behind just a tad.
Gelante is committed in that white car, but he just doesn't have the horsepower to hold that same line as he tries to accelerate to make up these gaps with some of these faster cars.
That turbo BMW sounds so good.
It does. I love when they let off the gas and you hear the choo-choo sound.
Choo-choo-choo-choo.
I feel like I need a ticket stub. Get on the train.
All right, looks like they're ready.
The tire is the equalizer here at UDC, and these 235s come in all sorts of grades, but at the end of the day, the guys that have more power are going to be able to use a higher quality tire to get the advantage of speed and angle over someone who has to spin a hard compound. Gelante going
A lot of
extremely
angle.
fast. Oh, if he had been able to hold that together, honestly, he probably could have got the win.
The black BMW was gapped, but he was matching same line at the beginning, and he's finishing off a little stronger.
Yeah, unfortunately with that big error from Gelante, I can't imagine him getting the win there, but if he was able to keep that sort of speed on the bank ride, that was absolutely untouchable. Just goes to show what happens when you keep your foot to the floor and hang on.
Wow, dude, that's a low blow. It's all targeted towards me, I feel like. I'm just kidding. All right, we got another 240 versus Mustang coming up next. And like Bailey was saying about tires, I was running a 500 treadwear tire and still was almost able to keep up with the higher horsepower cars. Andy, nice flick up on the bank, holding it real high. Falling a little low towards the end, Mustang catching back up. Mustang came out adrift though.
Big error by the two big. Whoa!
Good save by Andy, but
Was there contact on that, or
I don't believe so.
Andy messed up independently? He had that in the bag, but unfortunately sent it in a little too hot to those barriers. Nice save on the car though. He goes away without any dents or banged indoors. The cool thing is, as you lose one battle here, you don't have to pack it up in the trailer.
I lost my first battle. Didn't discourage me because I knew I got 4 more to go. So it's really nice about this series. You're not just out one and done. You didn't drive 4 hours just to do a battle to lose. You get to do 5 guaranteed.
5 guaranteed in the morning, then you get to eat lunch, and then you get to do 5 more after lunch guaranteed.
Oh, okay. So I'm back out again.
You gotta go again after lunch.
Oh, nice. Okay. I thought I was done.
Nope, not yet. You thought you were done and it was still enough.
Yeah. Mustang's looking really good towards that outer zone straightening there.
gosh.
So that's probably going to be a tie down from both drivers.
Put your foot down.
That's another cool thing about not having to eliminate anybody. We gotta incorporate these ties where if both drivers just simply don't do well, they do get 2 points for participation, but they're not getting any of the extra points that they would get for winning. Or if we don't see a separation of more than 10% certainty on 2 amazing runs, we don't have to pick a winner between that either. We can tie them up and give them both full credit and go on to the next.
Looks like we have a Z versus a Mustang coming up next. McGuire's back at it.
Looks like we're coming close to the end of this group. As everybody gets their 5 battles, the field starts to thin out, finishing off those last couple of laps.
Oh, that almost killed me.
Coming around through the 35 zone. Good proximity from drivers. Let's see how this chase goes. Z with a nice flick towards the wall. Almost scraping. We got a spin.
Oh,
We have no contact.
that was a
Good
amazing
save.
Tim was sending it without any fear. Got into that dirt and sent it flying and lost control. Can't say enough about how well Nathan saved that. That could have been an absolutely terrible crash. Nathan the Mustang really held it together. Now let's just hope that Tim doesn't get in over his head and smash him from the rear.
I don't think any of us want to be smashed from the rear, right?
I know I don't.
Nice entry from the Mustang. Midline coming up higher on the bank. Tim is on it. Good chase.
It looks like his car might have something going on, maybe from that initial contact, but he's just having a hard time holding it at an angle this time around.
Chase driver came out at drift. Mustang goes on and finishes out really strong on the wall. Inner clip was looking really good. That's what we want to see from these drivers on that inner clip. He put on a show.
Here up in the judges booth, you can tell when they're close to the wall because it starts to literally shake the windows if their exhaust is close enough to the wall as they go by. And that is what I just heard.
Especially if it's a Mustang.
Nathan's not messing around. He's all forward for the moment. A word from our judges? All right, yep, Nate takes the win on that one. We have definitely got a Mustang field here on Z Group on day 2 of UDC round 1 here at Speedway Willow Springs.
We got that clean ACP Racing Team S14 coming up next.
Not sure where his partner is at, however. Looks like we might have Jelante Thomas on the line with some sort of a tech issue.
Looks
Now-
like they're checking over the tires or rim, so we'll see what happens.
The wheel. It's the
No,
wheel,
he's from Las
man.
Vegas.
I'm from Las Vegas,
Rims,
man.
come on.
Doors over here, bro.
The good thing about this tight community of drifters, we can have this banter back and forth with people not getting their feelings hurt. It's just a great time all around.
That's right, you
We don't allow anyone to take timeouts or anything, so I'm not sure why there's a delay on the grid. If Jelante doesn't get immediately into his car and onto the line, his time is up. We only allot about 1 minute or less of any sort of disturbances. Okay, he's putting on his helmet, and we just got word that he's sending him out.
All right, he's coming out on track now.
The way this format is run, unfortunately, you are very accountable for every single variable related to your runs. We do not allow for timeouts or 5-minute calls on collisions until we get to the finals, where 8 to 10 people will do the final run. You're allowed 1 5-minute call, but you have to do it in advance. So it's up to you to be ready to race.
And a plus is having a team out here or a couple friends that are willing to help out so you get your tires changed very quickly if needed. S14 with a nice flick into outer zone 1 coming around the wall, looking real good. Chase driver low line on that bank. S14 hitting all the zones coming into that inner clip, looking really nice. Solid line so far.
Yeah, this is one of the most impressive, smoothest runs I've seen all day. I can't believe how much of an improvement this driver, Jace, has done in his S14. It's truly impressive.
Chase driver spun towards the end.
Oh, I just got word that the driver of this S14 is apparently 15 years old.
All these young guns coming out here to compete. They're definitely putting on a show and showing who's boss, and age does not matter.
Truly impressive.
Also, Chester from yesterday, young gun as well. I believe he's only 14 years old. 13 years
I said
old.
He was 15. I thought he was 15. My bad.
Yeah, so yesterday he was 15. Today he's 14. 5 minutes ago he's 13. But a 13-year-old putting on a show. BMW getting back high up on that wall, coming around. Drops a little low. Hits that inner clip. S14 still in a good line. BMW checking up, missing that outer zone. S14 still holding it strong.
Yeah, I'm sure he gave him a little bit of gap because he knew he had it in the bag and it's not worth crashing the car over. That was very consistent in the chase, not giving up anything. Is that what he's saying? Jace is going for the Japan trip? He's trying? All right. So we've got this blue Mustang coming up against this turbo BMW. Now, most people think of a V8 and go, wow, that's got a lot of power. But the truth is that one of these turbo BMW M3 engines most likely has a power advantage over your average Mustang.
Coming around in that last outer zone, both drivers look real good on their proximity and angle. BMW hit the dirt a little bit coming off.
Yeah, a bit of an over angle by the BMWs caused them to get lost in that smoke.
Yeah. Finishing strong though. Good proximity towards the end from both drivers. On the wall and in the chase.
So if you guys haven't noticed, this track gradually gets to smaller and smaller turns as it goes through, giving everyone a chance to catch up and show that they still got it. We've got a great big bank with a little bit smaller infield to a final clip that's really tight, giving you guys the opportunity to see door-on-door action and a big smoke show to the finish.
Like Bailey was saying, when you're on that wall, you may get gapped a little bit, but it definitely plays a part when you get to that first inner clip. You could definitely catch up. BMW with a nice entry. Mustang a little low. Let's see how he does coming back around to this inner clip. A little bit more stylish right there from both drivers. Great line. A little far on proximity, but the line is still solid.
And the Mustang's doing a great job of copying the driver in front, which is an element of chasing. Of course, when you're 1 inch away, it's about dominance and being a bully, but when there is some separation, it then turns into a game of mirroring at time and creatively cutting the line to catch up quickly without making it look obvious. And we have a decision from the judges. The BMW ends up making it up and getting the win.
All right, we got two Mustangs. Coming up next, McGuire.
There we go. We've got a 90s Mustang versus a 2000s Mustang. Both of them decorated in cool liveries by their drivers. Let's get 16 cylinders of all-American action.
Good flick, but a little too low on that bank from the lead driver.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He wasn't able to get it in, but they're drifting now past the inner clip. Very good smoke show, holding a lot of angle past the first outer zone. Missing the outer zone too, but got one hell of a smoke show. A lot of that deficit in the zone.
McGuire doing a great job in the chase, holding his line and keeping it solid for the rest of the lap. They're switching positions now.
Well, I thought your car was going to do better than that. I do really enjoy that slide livery. It's not like most of the time we see drift cars looking decorated with tribal flames and such. It's cool to see a NASCAR style livery out there.
Looks good, and he just did that within the last week. His car was red.
Wow, that's impressive. A total transformation.
McGuire looking solid in that lead run, hitting that inner clip to outer zone. Missing the last outer zone there and coming around to the final wall. Good proximity from both drivers.
That older Mustang just looks more nimble and easier to control than the bigger, newer Mustang. All right, Nate gets the win on that.
All right, we got this really good Nissan S13 coming back out. Andy's going to be the lead driver of this battle. Great sounding car. Followed by Tim in the Nissan Z.
How are we doing, Will?
What's up? Welcome
Taking
back.
over. Oh man, back in the seat. All right, let's get this battle.
Nice flick by Andy getting on that wall. Tim being aggressive in chase.
Tim with a bit of a bobble in the chase.
Andy
Coming in
straightening
way
out.
wide. What is going on there?
I wonder what happened. Did he lose complete power of his car?
Oh,
Like it.
is the car dead?
I think so.
We're getting confirmation on radio they might be sending the tow truck out to grab the Nissan S13. Let's see what's going on. We got the man of the hour, Hayden, back at it with his
my
mustache,
goodness.
looking
Thank you,
great.
sir.
Cowboy
Thank you,
hat and
sir.
all. Playing
Feeling
the
good
part
today. Yeah.
You did so good on the live stream
Thank you.
yesterday. It was
Thank
so
you.
smooth.
Dude, so like I have never sat down and just like been in front of a camera like this and commentated, so it was definitely nerve-wracking, but I feel like it went pretty smoothly yesterday.
It's a different ball game when you have people around. It feels a little bit more fluid and you can
Yeah.
talk a little bit
Right.
clearer. But when you see me in my slide through episodes and I'm in a quiet room by myself,
Yep,
I look like
that's
a
when it's
complete
hard.
idiot. Jeff Jones was like, dude, you are so awkward. I'm like, I'm trying so hard to get it going, but when you're in a quiet room and your wife in the other room laughing because you're messing up all the time, like
Yeah.
you get in your head. But when you're
Right.
chilling with the boys,
Right.
like this is
So
way more fun.
even like yesterday when I was sitting here alone in front of the camera, like I was getting in my head of like, hey, well, am I yapping too much? Am I not talking enough? What am I saying? I'm choking over who to, what to do and when to
I
say.
think you
and-
did great,
And
man.
it's nice, like, hey, having the second body here to kind of pod and ping pong with.
It looks like confirmation tow truck is out there grabbing that vehicle. It looks like he broke his axle, so this might be a second before we get back, and we'll see.
Thankfully, hopefully, it is just a broken axle because that'll be a quick fix.
Yeah.
Pull the wheel off, unbolt the control arm, do the axle nut, yank it out.
Unfortunately, I messed up as well on that outer zone, and I got hit by Hector. And luckily, I didn't break an axle or mess up my alignment at all. Just a dent in the rear quarter panel and some tire rubber on my rim. Good thing they're drift spares.
What are you running for alignment?
Oh man,
What's
you
your
guys!
front? What's your front end? What's your sauce? Do you want to share the sauce?
I don't have.
You don't have the sauce?
I have no sauce. We got Gabe giving.
Gabe's got the specs.
Yeah.
Gabe, what's the specs?
But the
.2 toe out
In the front or rear?
in the toe in the front.
In the front. Okay, so 0.2 out in the front. Is that
0.2
total or per side?
Per side.
Per side, so like 0.4 total.
Yeah.
So almost half a degree of
Half
total
degree,
toe out in the
yeah,
front.
yeah,
Okay.
Yup.
Okay.
Casters with like 8 or 10.
yeah. and
Wow,
we
that's a lot of
got-
caster.
That's a lot of casters.
We got GK Tech angle tension rods to help with the angle.
So like 8 to 10 degrees of caster. Okay, what about camber?
I don't know what camera.
Yeah.
Not sure the camber?
Yeah, I got K-Sport coils. It doesn't
Maybe
really
like 6
allow
degrees,
too
5
much.
degrees.
Yeah, maybe five
Okay,
degrees
okay.
and stock tie rods. So like the skinny boys to
Mm.
allow that length with the Zero Ackerman knuckles by
Yep.
Forrest Wang. Rear
Okay.
end is unfortunately Godspeed, but however,
it.
it's been holding up for the last 10 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So people hate on cheap parts, but I
Dude,
mean,
but if it works, it works.
It works,
Especially
yeah.
with suspension, like especially with arms. How's your tire wear been this weekend? How many tires have you gone through so far?
So in practice, I put on some scrubs and they were still fine. Gabe said I should have just left them alone. However, I wanted to feel that grip, which
Yep.
kind of gave me a deficit in the beginning until they
Okay.
warmed up a bit.
Okay.
And now I'm still on that brand new set, and I'm probably gonna do the whole run group next time I go out on that same set.
So what power is your car making?
350.
You're making 350 in an SR20. And how many laps have you done on one set of tires so far?
10 laps
10
on the
laps.
last battle.
And they're
Yeah.
still good.
Still good. Brand
Still
new.
good. Brand new. Wow. So you're probably going to get 20, 30 laps out of a set of tires with this layout.
With this layout, and the pavement is just so good and consistent, and with the transitions here on track, you're not just staying one side of your car, you're
Right.
switching back and getting back
So
on.
you're getting even wear
Even
side
wear
to
is
side
really
in
nice.
the rear. That's good to hear.
But it's also, I'm running a 500 treadwear because I didn't know with my budget how much I could afford for tires, so I got the cheap boys, but I do have the Zek Novas on front, and it's
Nice.
giving me a lot of grip.
Good. Good. So wow, so you're running a 500. What tire pressure are you at?
I think it's 40, whatever.
Oh wow, you're at 40 with a 500. Really?
Yeah,
That's
whatever.
crazy.
Yeah, the shop
Is
put it to
you got
40.
grip? It's good.
It feels great.
Really?
It still feels like too much grip a little bit. That's why I was kind
Interesting.
of choking up a little
Okay.
bit. Yeah, Bobby's telling me to air him up a little bit, but I think I'm just gonna get back out there.
You're still running second gear, right?
Yeah, we're keeping it consistent. All drivers, second gear around that 35-mile-an-hour zone to give you guys a good show.
Yeah.
All battles have been really good. The only thing I could say, I'm sorry, Eric, you didn't know how my initiations were, and I do use handbrake after my flick to get more closer to that wall, and
Yep.
I guess I checked you up a little bit because you thought I was going to be on throttle the whole time, so I do apologize, man. I didn't mean for that to happen and for you to hit the wall. The learning curve that I found is in chase. I don't want to be too close on initiation until I know what the driver's doing.
He's gonna do, right.
And then mid-wall, you want to get back on it. The rest of the run's going to be solid because
Yep.
you're pretty much on throttle the whole time. We got the S14 back
Right.
at it with a good flick.
There's a lot, like some of the field are flicking in big, like just like that S14 did, and other guys are coming kind of a straight in and then dragging handbrake. So you never know. And as a chase driver, it's hard to predict that.
Yeah, and hitting the outer zones, really nice. He's been solid all day today. Inner clip right there looking solid to that outer wall. S14 putting on a show. I hope you guys are enjoying this on this live stream. These people that are putting the live stream together are just killing it with consistency, no lagging, audio's there. We're having a great time, and the audio team, the drone team, everyone is doing a great job out here at Ultimate Drifting Challenge. Wouldn't you say, Hayden?
Oh yeah, the media is killing it this weekend. I don't think we've really had any like stream crashing or quality issues that I'm aware of. It's gone smoothly, and also like the track staff is running this thing seamlessly. The drivers are getting a ton of seat time. The event is moving forward. We've got constant entertainment for you guys on the stream, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it.
Really good high initiation from the turbo BMW coming around. That inner clip looking super solid. Good matching angle from the chase driver. That S14 has just been too solid, following the exact line he needs to be on.
And that's the youngster, isn't it? Isn't he 14, 15 years old?
Yeah,
Yeah.
super young guy, showing the older guys how to do it, and that just goes to show you it's all about seat time, and that'll show your progression out here.
Because he probably started on a simulator.
And then probably went to Apple Valley.
And then went to Apple Valley or
Yeah.
wherever he's local to, and started getting some seat time here and there, and now he's out here at the competition.
And if you want to get more practice from the next drifting Ultimate Drifting Challenge event, head out to Vegas. We're going to be throwing an event March 2nd at the road course in Las Vegas. Come hang out, get some more practice. Road course is really good tire wear. And next battle, we got a white BMW and a blue Mustang. Nice entry from the white BMW. Mustang is trying to close that proximity coming around on the bank. Matching line though, looking real solid on that inner clip. Coming back around.
Man, he's just lost. So white BMW missing OZ2, coming shallow into OZ3. Mustang nearly has an inactive chase, and the BMW spins out.
And good thing that blue Mustang gave that proximity gap just to, he didn't see.
Yeah, safety zone.
Yeah, he didn't know what he was going to do, and
Mhm.
he saw the spin and he reacted accordingly. They're coming back around for the chase battle. Looks like they're ready to go.
Both drivers have a thumbs up out the window. They're going to cruise around this back bank. As soon as they hit the white line right about there, they're going to get back on throttle, hammer down that straightaway, and flick into turn one.
Really nice flick from that Mustang BMW trying to close that proximity, and he does. Oh, comes out adrift a little bit, straightens, reinitiates.
I think there was contact on that Mustang, tapped his bumper on the wall, if I'm not mistaken.
But damn, doesn't his line look so good hitting
It does
the
right
zones?
there. That was good. BMW almost at a standstill.
And you don't want to hit the wall, but you want to be as close as possible. And a light scrape is definitely going to give you more points from the judges as long as you keep that angle and
Yes.
stay in it.
Yeah, as long as, you know, if you're making contact with the wall, you don't want it to fully upset the vehicle.
Definitely.
Because there, you know, you can have a fluid contact where you're just kind of skimming it and scraping by. But if you're coming in too hot and too deep and you hit that wall and it overcorrects the car and you've got to compensate for that, yeah, that's what we're not looking for.
Looks like
So we've got Nate in his Mustang up front, and we've got Tim in his 350Z. And if I am correct, I believe Tim is borrowing this car for this competition. And that's just another reason why the drifting community is so phenomenal, is that drivers and friends are willing to just let other friends borrow their vehicles, come out and thrash on them. Look at Tim sucking in good on the chase. Good
Right there.
proximity on the bank.
looks so good. Tim putting on a show.
Let's go, Tim! Let's see if he get that transition timing down. He can suck back in up on Nate just like that. Nate's got a super fluid lead.
Coming out of angle just a little bit from the chase driver, and from what I've noticed is it really grips up before that outer zone over there, and you need to be more on throttle. That's what my spotter was telling me, so it looks like the drivers are having similar issues as well.
And I think Tim is starting to figure out that 350Z. I believe this is his first time driving this chassis specifically. Both drivers are going to switch off right now. Let's see how Nate does in the chase. We got the gentleman's agreement to come up at a smooth pace. They're going to hit the white line and hammer down.
Looks like proximity so far is starting out really solid. Nice flick from Tim. Little early entry, but getting high up on that wall.
Oh,
We got a
bobble,
tap.
potential contact.
Mustang stays in it. They're going to finish out this run, and it looks like Tim may be at fault, but he did stay in the line, so we'll see what the judges say after deliberation here. Mustang staying super solid.
Oh, and a spin out with, no contact. We are good.
Super good save right there from both drivers.
Look at that. Let's get a round of applause for that.
And you see, with more driving throughout the day, you learn how to avoid crashing as well,
Yes.
from what I've noticed.
Yes, you can start to kind of predict it. And if you're chasing, you know, in the lead driver, you can, like me, at least when I'm chasing, I'm watching the lead driver, I'm looking at their line and seeing how they're loading up the car. And you can almost tell, like, okay, he transitioned in this way, he's snapping to angle, he's going to spin. So it's not impossible to kind of have a good feel for what's going on in the moment.
And we're almost done with this run group, and we're going to take a break after that for a lunch, and then we'll be back at it, restacking the order. I will be out there driving once again, and then
Yes, sir.
I'll be back in the booth here with Hayden after I'm done driving to hang out with you guys. Thank
yeah.
you guys for having me.
Yeah, this has been great.
Yeah,
this
it's
is
a
going
great
good,
time.
dude. Can't wait to see you get it back out on course and
Yeah.
and hopefully kill it.
Yeah, we'll lay down some more throttle and hopefully a little bit more angle from what Bobby was saying, and
Keep up that momentum, maintain that wheel speed, and just smooth input, and be good to go.
And it's great. It's all about seat time, and I have got enough seat time to where if I was done for the day, I'd be happy with it. Actually, yeah.
Right. Good.
Great time.
And it's always worth, like, you know, when you're traveling 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours to come out to these events, you want to get seat time.
You never
It's the
wanna
most
be out
upsetting
first
thing
run. Yeah.
to just get knocked out the first run. Anyways, on to the battle. We got the BMW out front. We got the Mustang in the chase.
And like we said, he just did this livery on this Mustang here.
I like the
His car was
slide
red.
tie livery.
Yeah. He didn't know he was doing a collaboration with Slide Through News. Really good angle from both drivers hitting the zone. However,
A little bit
BMW
shallow
was
into
shallow
OZ3 there.
Good
You know,
inner
both
clip
guys
from
kind of
both
did
drivers.
bobble on the bank, but they made up for it through the infield, definitely.
That-
Let's see how they do switching positions. And
That infield definitely shows who's going to come out on top with proximity, wheel speed, angle, style.
Yep. Because as you slow down, you have to be more on it and consistent with your inputs and know what you're doing. Because I feel like it can be more visible and detrimental to your line if you mess up in a slower zone than,
Oh, definitely,
than being
yeah.
in a faster.
This is the last battle after this one.
Okay.
Mustang flicking it in real nice. Nice solid line on the bank. BMW, good proximity, right,
Good proximity.
Hayden?
He's starting to suck in, starting to get better proximity. Oh, and he straightens
straightens
out in
out.
the chase.
Mustang still
filling
looking
that
solid,
zone.
hitting the zones. Bumper was in the last zone there.
Yep.
Inner clip looking great with a lot of angle. Finishing it off strong
on
on the wall.
wall. There we go. That's what we like to see. And so the next two drivers coming out, looks like we've got Brandon Marina in his Turbo E36, which is his first time driving this car today.
Oh, wow.
And then behind him is that Dana?
Turbo BMW back
Turbo
at
B-
it.
Is that Dana in the Turbo BMW?
Where's our cheat sheet at?
Where's the cheat sheet?
Yeah.
It is Dana. Okay,
We got
cool. It is Dana
confirmation.
and the Turbo BMW behind him. So we've got some sedan versus coupe action. Both of them are turboed. You know, the coupe E36 is the generation right before the sedan E46, so it's kind of a, you know, grandpa versus, or, you know, father
Yeah.
versus son battle here.
Let's see how
Father
they
versus
do.
son.
Looks like they're
Brandon's
making sure
the
they're
young
good
buck.
to go. Great looking design by the Garagistic BMW.
Yes. And that car was on the dyno yesterday.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of stress right there.
It is.
Before a competition.
Big flick in by Brandon.
Super good. Nice angle. High up on that bank. Chase driver getting gapped a little bit. Let's see how he
But
does.
he's
coming
mirroring
back.
the line pretty well.
Yeah, line looks good. But he did get gapped coming into that zone. He almost straightens there.
Brandon
Coming
with a
out
little
an angle.
checkup into OZ2.
Inner clip looked good there. Finishing out strong on the wall. They're going to go around this bank and stack it back up for this final battle. And we want to thank you guys for tuning into the live stream from all over the U.S. Thank you guys. I hope we're putting on a great show for you. And shout out to all the sponsors, right?
All the sponsors, yeah. Well, I'll name those off after this battle, right before we close out before the break.
Cool, yeah,
But yeah, big
definitely.
quick shout out to the staff and the sponsors. So anyways, we're gonna get back into the battle. We've got Dana in the lead in his Turbo E46 sedan. We got Brandon in the chase in his Turbo E36 coupe.
Proximity looking good at the start. Nice, good flick
See if
from
Brandon
the
can suck in on this
BMW.
bank.
Turbo spooling, sounding great. Good proximity. Mimicking line coming through that inner clip. Let's see how they do on outer zone.
Suck in into OZ2, creep. Oh,
Oh, we
Brandon
got a
straightens
straight
in the
in.
chase.
That turbo BMW just sounds so good.
Well, they both are turbo.
But the black one
They
specifically.
both sound, yeah, the black one, yeah. Okay, so
Oh.
this was not the last battle. We actually have one more after this coming up within the next few seconds. First driver's pulling out on grid. Second driver, Austin, made it out finally. I know he's been battling car issues all morning. Let's see if he pulls up. Oh, wait, no, sorry. We've got the 350Z. I misspoke. We've got Tim. We've got the Mustang. Wait, how many more battles do we have? This should be the last battle right now? Okay, cool. Getting confused. Got it. So, Mustang coming up.
Good speed coming around. Let's see how his flick looks coming into that outer zone.
Both of them dragging handbrake a bit on initiation, checking up into that wall.
The wall is a little intimidating at first, but the more laps you get, it really does settle your nerves a bit, and you get to
Tim
feel it.
surging in the chase on that and
Oh,
some
we got
contact
contact.
made. Mustang holding it down, keeping that momentum. Big checkup and stall by Tim in the chase.
No, I got you. I got beat down.
It's getting a little antsy.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy to get worked up and just all it takes is that 0.1, millisecond to check up and something happens.
He hit his wheel. Yeah, I saw.
It looks like both cars are okay for this next battle.
Yeah,
We're
nothing
switching
looks tweaked.
rotation. Tim giving the thumbs up. We're going to get this one started. Let's see if Tim does that aggressive flick like usual.
And he does, nice and early, dragging into the wall and a
straight
checkup.
in a little bit. BMW trying to get back. Sorry, Mustang getting back into it, trying to get back on that line after Tim messing up.
Whoa, weird, funky line coming off touch and go 1. Makes up for it into OZ3 and touch and go 2.
We'll Let's see
very,
what the judges say about that run. It looked like they both messed up, right?
it was a very interesting battle for sure. Seems like it needs to add a little spring preload in the front and rear of that Z, stiffen it up a bit, make it a little bit more predictable. As the car is settling side to side, it's really rocking. So how you can fix that is either sway bar or spring preload or damping. I mean, there's a few things you can do, but in this case, spectating the car from right here, I would mess with the preload a little bit. Tim, if you're hearing this,
Yeah, I'm still learning about how.
yeah, and that alignment's interesting. I wonder what kit's on it. I think is it FDF?
FDF.
FDF. Yep.
Okay.
All right, coming off of. It's been welded. Anytime he wants to clear.
A lot of drivers have been rocking that FDF kit lately. What do you think of that? That's the Mantis kit, right?
Yeah, it is Mantis. I've always been curious. So I went from running modded knuckles on my old IS300, and then I had modded knuckles on my Corvette, which then turned into me just getting Weissfab on the Corvette when it came out. So I've been very curious about trying some of these different companies, like PBM or FDF specifically.
Oh, okay.
I really want to try either one next, and I think that if I end up keeping my S14, I'll probably put PBM or FDF on the S14, but I'll definitely keep Weissfab on the Vet.
I would love to see you definitely sell the Vet and stick with the S14.
You think I should sell the Vet and stick with the S
Yeah,
chassis?
just because
Dude.
it's S14, it has such a dominance in the sport still after
It does.
all these years.
It does. And you know what's funny? So that car's been my street car. I haven't really drifted that car. I've done one event in it, and it was kind of a mediocre time. It was a super hot day. I couldn't really hot lap it. But 2 weeks ago, I took that car driving some canyon roads, and I got to go drive the piss out of it. And
Nice.
it made me start to kind of change my mind of what if I keep it? What if I keep it and really get a feel for the S chassis? Sell the Corvette and
You know who also is holding on to a S14 as a daily driver and it looks super good? Blaze Potts.
yes, okay, I was about to say
Yeah,
Blaze.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, his car is sweet. It's isn't it the darker burgundy kind of maroon?
He just
right?
repainted
He
it.
just
It looks
okay.
so good.
Okay.
And it just goes to show you that you can.
And he just redid the RX-7 too.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, he's getting ready for Hot Pit in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll see how he does. I'm hoping
Mm-hmm.
for the best for Blaze. He's a hell of a driver, and he's definitely one of those guys with lower horsepower, but the tire grip shows
Yes.
that you can still keep up with these 1,000 horsepower cars.
Yep. And one of the last times I talked to him about his car, he was saying dude, that thing hooks up like a rally car. It just squats and loads and goes.
Yeah. He's been driving for so many years.
And so that was that the last battle of the session? Yes. Okay, so let's see, what time is it right now? It's about 11:12. We're gonna push and have a break right now for the next about 45 minutes and start back up right around noon, correct?
Yeah, I think we all need
Right
to go
around
get
noon.
some food, right?
Yep, we need some food in us. So you guys watching the live stream, take a 45-minute break, go make some lunch, go get some pizza, do whatever, go make a beer run, come back home, turn the stream on at 12 o'clock. You'll find us back here for the next session of competition.
Hayden, thanks for having me,
Dude,
bro.
thank
I'll
you,
be
Will.
back after I'm done driving.
Yes, sir.
To hang
After this
out.
break,
Yeah.
you'll be driving.
Yeah. Driving again and then hanging out with my homies.
Heck
That's
yeah.
what it's all about.
Hey, that's what it's all about. Alrighty, guys. Y'all have a good one.
We'll see you guys soon.
Change the station with a new shit. Change the station. Change the station. Change the station with a new shit. With a new shit. Change the station. Change
toward me and look so weak. I've never seen you with such tired eyes. And everything we said we'd be, we just traded for a suit coat and a tie. And underneath the rows of trees, I will see you where the ocean meets the sky. Under your toes,